Recording
Oh,
ended.
oh wait. Oh, it did end?
No, that was
Just
me
say
saying,
hi, I'm Laura, and just say hi, you're Molly. We can slice.
"Hi, I'm Molly."
Oh,
Do I read all these to you?
no, I want you to tell me what you didn't want to tell
Here's
me
the
about
thing.
why
Here's
you
what I'm
had
going
to
to tell
take the
you.
post down.
There's so much. Okay, like this. Dear Abby, like advice, but then that's just like really bad advice, and then we have people calling in and asking us advice and us giving our opinion. Love it because
Good luck to the recipients.
good luck to the recipient, but that's on you.
If you're going to take it, that's on you.
Yeah. If you're going to ask it, you're going to get it. Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Getting through uncomfortable things, running thoughts, da, 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 okay. Okay. So there's also, I literally made an umbrella, and it's like everything that's under that, like mental health umbrella. Okay. So that's great. Um, Here's one I liked. It's not that hard.
Mm.
hmm Um, Getting through uncomfortable things. I mean, that could,
Story of my life.
that one's really good. Running thoughts, but it just makes me feel like, what do I think about when I'm running?
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what are your running thoughts? Because I don't like to run.
Yeah, because I have bad knees, so
Yeah.
we're not doing that one.
Mm.
Funny or ridiculous childhood memories, but that's goes in childhood trauma.
Funny and ridiculous childhood trauma. All right.
Straight to jail for so. Oh, having good stories. Like how many times you've been told, "Oh, you have really good stories,"
You do. You have a
but again,
great memory.
straight to jail.
True.
I've
Some
recently
things,
told some stories out loud, and they don't they didn't age well.
oh, shit that we crack up about, though. Like the dangerous stuff we have gotten ourselves into.
Yeah.
And
So
out of,
let's take a caller.
right.
Right.
You know what?
You know
That
what?
maybe
Good.
that should be talked about. Yeah.
Maybe. Oh,
Good for
that was
her.
also one here is sex, talking to your kids about sex. I think what am I, like,
Great.
lubed up?
Wow. Speaking of sex, lube.
Oh, okay.
Also, I found a great book
About lube.
called Sex is a Funny Word. This is
Okay.
for,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You
you
told me about
know,
it.
and it's fantastic. It's for like ages maybe like 6 to 10 or something. It's a little simplified if you're going to be over 10, but it's fucking fantastic. And like I have it on my son's bookshelf. We read it together, and then like one time he was having a play date over, and I just like peeked in, and he and his friend they're like looking at the boobs page because there's
Yeah,
illustrations.
good.
That's better than my experience finding
What?
my
Wait.
uncle's Hustler magazines and, full labia. Um, Bizarre. So I would recommend an illustrated book. They're very like great with like all spectrums of the gender
Right.
identity. They're open. They're amazing, and I love that. And I will die on this hill. Talking to your kids about sex is not going to want to make them do it more or less. It's going
One
to make
million
them
percent.
more prepared
I'll die with you right there.
and safe. We want them
Yeah.
to be safe, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kids aren't born out of my butt.
Yes. Because they're not born out of my butt.
Felt like it, but unfortunately they didn't come from there. Um,
It's got to be age
that's great.
appropriate, of course.
That's a
Yeah.
really that's great.
I mean,
See, look at us. We're giving advice by saying go to get advice from this person.
go to the fucking library. Use your
Go to
library.
the library.
Ask a
Use
librarian. But
your
ask a
local
trusted
resources.
librarian who's like LGBTQIA plus, friendly and
Yes, we're gonna
understands
have
that
to.
there's a
Yeah,
yeah,
the
gender is a
background check
construct.
on the
Yeah.
librarian.
Yes. Okay,
um,
that's great.
okay. Can we? Here's what I want to do. Oh, things you don't need anymore. Um,
No, we all
Overrated.
know. Yeah.
Just
Overrated. Husbands.
overrated.
Um,
Overrated.
husband, men in general, white
Marriage. Just
cis
marriage.
men,
No, let's not.
marriage,
Marriage. Overrated.
parenthood, overrated.
Underrated. It's under and over.
Mm.
We have talked about nothing.
That is the under and over of it all, if you want to know.
What's
Um,
the over under on that?
I don't even know. Is that a sports term? I don't follow.
I think it's like money.
I have to get Ross on here to talk baseball.
Is that
Okay.
is that the stock
Yeah.
market?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's money or bets.
Keeping for okay. A lot of it was with age. Scratch. We're
Mhm.
starting from here. Hi. One of them I said like keeping friends, like keeping lifelong friends, making new friends, kind of like as an adult, as a mother, whatever. Pick a topic, any topic.
Listen, let's start with keeping lifelong friends.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not very
agree
good at
because
it because I have outgrown or they have outgrown
yes,
me,
yes,
many of the
yes.
people from my childhood. However, once I started getting to like early 20s, forming my belief system, that's when I met you, and we have been
Yeah.
close for 100. So that's because I think both of us have always been and continue to be committed to being open,
Yes.
being available to change, being interested
Mm,
in repair, being interested in doing things differently,
mm,
better, becoming more loving, dealing with our childhood trauma instead of putting it on each other. We're both
yeah.
highly committed to those things. And I think that's what makes you and I work, I think.
Yeah, it's like your own trauma bond. It's a trauma bond, but also it's you and I similar childhood experiences. We don't need to get into that. And I think you and I found our way with that with humor.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Humor is a big
so
part of
that
it.
was another really big thing because I was 21 when I met you. Like I was just born and
Yeah.
I had just moved to New York and yeah. Who was I keeping in touch with? I got my first cell phone when I moved there. I didn't have, like there was no who
AOL
it was
dial up.
the boyfriend who I moved up with,
Yep.
all the other random ass people that also moved there that you're like, I will never get away from any of this
Mm.
ever. And I think we got each other out of the vat.
We did. We really just fell in love at first sight,
Yeah.
bonded, and just like have remained committed to like being there for each other through the worst of it and the best of it. That's the other thing.
Not
I don't have a
judge
lot of
for anything.
friends who are mature enough or secure enough to
Mm,
celebrate my successes as well
mm.
as be there for me in my failures and my, drama and my nightmares. You are one person who I can rely on in a crisis, and I can also rely on you to celebrate me if something goes fucking great. And that is a gift.
It's a
And
gift.
and mom friends is different. I mean, if you want to make new friends as a mom, you just gotta like talk to the other parents in your kids' class, like suss them out. Who do you vibe with? Who's not cool? It just takes some
But
time.
isn't there a cutoff on that?
There could be, but kids change schools all the time, and then you have to change,
Yeah,
other parents.
yeah,
You
I
have to
don't,
like.
I don't. Let me say
I know what you
this.
mean
Okay.
because you should just say it. I cut you off. I know what
No.
you mean, or maybe not, or maybe I don't. But
Yeah.
what I think you mean is when my kid was younger, that was the time for me to like form these bonds.
Mhm.
And then as he gets older, I'm going to stay friends with those parents who I
Yes.
knew when he
Yes.
was like 1, 2, 3 years old,
Correct.
and we've all grown together. So like new parent friends, that is kind of tricky, but I'm not ruling it out. Like it can be done.
Yeah.
Is that what you were
It,
trying to say?
yeah. Because when I read like, oh, making friends, I was like, don't.
Right. Let's don't do it.
I'm such a hider and I'm okay with it. I think because with Phoenix, I I wasn't a hider. Yeah, let's get your number. Yeah, let's have a play date. The word play date makes me want to die. Um,
I say that all the time.
I know, we
I
just
didn't realize.
do.
I didn't realize you'd
Ruth
die.
says
I
it
have to
every
use it.
day.
Find a new
Hey,
word for
play
that
date.
shit.
A play date?
Right.
You
Right.
mean you want your friend to come over?
Yeah. Fucking.
Um, it's just hard. It was easier then because I was 33 when I had him, and then I was 38 when I had her. And by the time I had her, well, I died with her. That's another conversation. I was dead. I was walking the Walking Dead,
Yeah.
and I just was like, hide me, hide me, hide me, hide me. I only come out for certain things. Certain parents now know that my husband is the outdoor parent. So if there's a party outside, I'm not going.
I love that. You're
Um,
authentic. You know yourself.
yeah, yeah, I've met a couple of mom friends in the last since okay, let's just say like who you've met since Rue, because that's where, before that I was fine. I've met like two. And the reason we became so close so quick is because not so close, well, you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Because of trauma bonding. It's because
Mm,
of that. And it's almost like you're just finding people in life that have that because it's otherwise it becomes really hard to share. Not that friendships need all the sharing, all the everything, but
I do.
we do,
I
right?
need the sharing. I look to my friendships for a lot of emotional support. I also seek
Mhm.
outside help, therapy, support groups, yada yada. But if I can't talk to my friends and have them, then I don't, that's not a close relationship for me. And at this advanced age, I'm not that interested in these surface relationships. So I could take it or leave it. So to your point, like I would totally agree. Like try to be yourself and share authentically. And if the person can meet you where you are and they don't judge
Mm.
you and they're like, oh yeah, shit happened to me too, and let's talk about it,
What do
that
you want?
is
What
a
do you
friendship.
like? Do
Yeah,
you do you drink? Do you do you like running? No, I'm instantly out. Um
what are your thoughts while you're running? Tell us your running thoughts.
running
And
though.
if you can't, then we can't make this happen. uh but that's a great
Um
question. I love that this person
yeah,
wants
I
friends.
don't want any more. I don't
I'm done too. We're
I
good
can't
here.
handle I can't handle it.
Right.
We've lost a few along the way,
Oh yeah.
and that's fine. Um because yeah, we outgrow.
And you and I have a similar tendency to be over givers.
Yeah.
So sometimes in my new friendships, did you see
Yes.
this thing on the screen? No. Oh God.
What is it?
Anyway, sometimes in my new friendships I
Say five.
overgive, and that's why I want to make a halt sometimes on new friendships because I tend to give them all I got, and I have very limited me to give these days. There's like multiple exterminations happening globally, things I want to be helpful with in the world, and I want to be a good enough parent and spouse and friend and also, worker in my career. So if I
Mhm.
try to like absorb more people and then get into like what they need and being a good friend to them, I
Yes.
find myself drained.
Yeah. Yeah. I had
We
to
we have 9 minutes.
no say no to a bunch of stuff last week, and that was great. That was
Good for
great.
you.
Yeah.
Saying no is
No,
hard.
just no. Do you know? No.
Nope.
Can you? No.
No thanks.
Hey, just a hey. You know my favorite. You know what you should do?
Mm,
You know
what?
what you should have done?
Unsolicited advice.
Um, Unsolicited advice, that makes sense.
But yeah, somebody
Yeah.
saying to you, you know what you should have done. It's like, that's
Go fuck.
criticism. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I like
that's
that about
lovely.
friends. I think that's a good. You can show up as the crazy person. Like, listen, I went through when I was coming back to like, where am I? Who am I? Like having a 1 year old during COVID, and then like coming out of that postpartum depression, coming out of all of those things. What was I saying?
You change and you don't necessarily want to be. I'm
Yes.
vulnerable with
So
some people.
let it be okay that someone's like, she's too much. I've been too much my whole life. I came out too much. I had the desk by myself in first grade in the back because I was too much. I'm just
That's so
it's too
sad.
much. But it's extremely sad. But I'm okay being too much because the people that get it, right? And yeah. So I got to a point like maybe a couple of years ago when I was like getting back into modeling. I'm saying this out loud for the first time ever, where I was like, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in heavy. And I'm gonna be the person that like, oh my God, this girl again. But also you booked me because oh my God, this girl again. These are just my thoughts. And I came in a little hot and heavy. And that's fine.
You mean personality wise, like over
Yeah, like
exuberant?
I've always been so polite. I started modeling when I was like 15, until I was 30. And I was just like nod and yes and and just polite and just be
You've always
nice.
been a
Be
professional
kind,
bitch.
takes instructions well.
Oh yeah.
Um, So coming back in, I'm just like, I'm doing it my way. I'm gonna say something. If I don't like that, I'm gonna this. I'm gonna stand up for that person. I'm gonna stand up for myself, which I didn't because my first moment I almost broke my ankles back on a runway. But
Your first moment coming back.
yeah, but I also just kept. I just was like, fuck it. Like what?
You did your best.
Yeah, would I go hide again? I don't. It's
Yeah.
not that I don't care. There's just like a level of care that's not there anymore.
Right. I
What is
mean,
that?
somebody told me when I turned 30, it's great turning 30 because you stop caring so much about what people think. And I that is true. And now I am
Yeah,
well
yeah,
well
yeah,
past
yeah.
30.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
but I still care, but it's starting to lessen. And the more we have on our plates as parents and people with like trying to make money and survive in capitalism, the more we have on our plates, like the less we can care about who's gonna police us for like being too funny.
Everything,
Um,
everything.
and to your point, people book you because you're hilarious and you walk in the room and you're memorable. And so if you showed up and there was this meek, quiet person, they'd be like, wait, bring out Molly. Where is she?
Yeah. And that's age. That's also like the caregiver because everyone's now younger than me. So I'm also playing like this mother, which is fine because it's a role I know.
You know it well.
As a parentified child,
Hmm, true.
yeah, we've been mothering our whole lives.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. 10 years later.
And that's
Uh,
okay. There was a
yeah.
time when I was going through the worst postpartum depression, and my son was 2, and we were taking him to some classes, and there's another parent there with his son, and now we're like great friends, and our kids are friends. But back then, I didn't say a goddamn word to him. I must have seen him every day, and I was so in my shit, in my emotional damage, that I was just like, I can't give anymore. I'm just focusing on being a front facing person in public and like being there for my kid, and don't ask me to fucking be any social person.
Yeah.
But now we're great. But yeah, I mean, I also extend that courtesy to other parents because most of us are also in our unspoken shit, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So give each other
So,
grace.
so go in with honesty. Here's the advice. Go in with honesty. Go in with what you want. Go in with the kind of friend you want to be and the kind of friend you want in return. And if that's like, I need a crazy friend, bah, 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 put that out there. Put it out there. I need I need a listener, or I need a fellow ADHDer so we can talk over each other and it's okay and no judgment. Whatever it is, I think just lead with that.
I'm also with Molly, like because like when she was in first grade and put in this seat by herself, like and also similar things, we learned to isolate and we learned to like heal and like recover by ourselves. So when other people want to join in, it's like whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
And that's okay.
it
Or
is.
maybe
It is
not.
okay.
I will do better next time.
I'll do better because
Or not,
I
or
just,
maybe not.
you know what? Probably not.
This is the best you're gonna get, guys. We love you. Thanks for listening
Thanks. Thanks all our listeners.
and watchers. Thanks, Molly.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Laura, for coming.